Hello, welcome to Confessions of a Frustrated Game Master. I am Robert, the narrator, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Confessions. Well, this episode of Confessions, I got a package in the mail. So I've been running Vampire 5th edition, and I decided that I would treat myself and pick up the Discipline and Blood Sorcery deck for the game. Yeah, I wanted to treat myself. I haven't bought really any new RPG products in a very long time since I was working on my game over the last several years or a couple of years, and with COVID and so forth. So I decided to treat myself, even though we're only going to be playing the game theoretically for another 3 weeks maybe, because we're running in 10 session blocks, different games, and then another game master takes over. I don't care, because the discipline rules are so convoluted. They're not super convoluted. It's just definitely you can use some game aids with the discipline rules in 5th edition. And the other thing is, my players are the type of players who seem to not want to do their part. They will not know what their characters do, even though all of them have had the full PDF of the game since we started. They are not going to take the responsibility for knowing what their characters do. So I have to run the entire game, know what all the NPCs do, and know what all of their characters do, because they seem to not be able to be bothered to just learn what their character does. So I have to do that as well. Super funny, sometimes annoying, but one of my friends came to me, and he's not super familiar with Vampire the Masquerade, the role-playing game. He plays the old card game that is many years old and out of print now, but he hasn't played the role-playing game, and he complained that there were a couple of times during some sessions where he didn't know what to do because he's not familiar with the setting, and he thought that I should have stepped up to the plate and helped him out with some knowledge and just letting him know what his character would know and how his character would feel about certain things. And I said, okay, sure, yeah, man, let me help you out with that. So I sent him some information through text of what pages in the book that he can look at, just basic information about the different clans, basic information about the settings and terms in the game to help him out a little bit. And I was like, hey man, is that going to help you out? Are you going to use that? And he said to me, nope, I'm not. I was astonished. Like, okay, you complain that you don't know how to react to things in the game because you don't know the setting, and I give you a handful of pages to read, and you can't even be bothered to do that. So that is why I am getting the Discipline deck, even though we're going to be done pretty soon. So let's rip this baby open and see what we have in here and see what we're looking at. So go right into there. Okay, there. I get rid of the package left, and then here we are. So brand new, awesome. Got this from Amazon. I really love Amazon. They are, excuse me, the best. So what do we have here? Vampire the Masquerade, Discipline and Blood Magic cards, and they're Paradox Interactive there. And let's look at the back. So Discipline and Blood Magic cards. This card deck gives you a quick reference and an easy way of keeping track of disciplines, blood sorcery powers, and rituals, and Thin Blood alchemy in your Vampire the Masquerade games. With 80 cards for referencing disciplines, and 41 cards that include all blood sorcery powers and rituals, and all Thin Blood alchemy powers. These cards will keep your game moving smoothly. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Modiphius, I love Modiphius. So that's what it says here. So let's open this up and see what it looks like. I've seen these online, looking at a couple of other videos. There was some things that I was concerned about when I saw people reviewing them online, and I'm gonna see if it's the same in person. This was $31, $32 really. Let's see if it's worth it. It's kind of expensive. It's 80 cards, but that $31 seemed kind of expensive for a 31 card deck. But we'll see here. How does this open? Let's see here. All right, there you go. And it seems like you have 2 separated decks. I don't know how they're separated. So we have instructions here, general rules A, and then looks like, we have some disciplines here, potents. So let's see what this says. This set contains all discipline, blood sorcery rituals, and then blood alchemy. All cards follow roughly the same structure, while rituals and alchemy cards are slightly different. The backs of the cards detail the general rules for the discipline in question, also detailing applicable masquerade threats and resonances. Each card front details the specific ability, the number of the corners. The number in the corners is the level of the power. Its name and discipline are followed by a description of what it does. Okay, cool. So let's, nice little tab here. Have them open. All right. So they feel nice thick card stock. They don't feel flimsy at all. They have a nice glossy finish on them, not a matte finish. So glossy finish. And I was looking at them, a little bit hard to read. I can see it, but I can see people having a problem seeing this writing here, this red or burgundy writing on this background here, masquerade threat, high potence. And then it has spark of rage, potence. Okay, and so it gives you a description here. This is the level. They said that's the level right there. So potence cards, prowess. All right. Then we have, so potence is strength, which give you that vampiric might. Obfuscate is and this is kind of hard to read. I really, get this closer to the camera. I really don't like the way that looks. Man, if my eyes were a little bit worse, I would not be able to read that. I really don't like how all of this mess, I wish they would have made it a lot cleaner. Obfuscate. And you can't even, the level, if you look over here, the level of the discipline is supposed to be in a corner, and you can't even read that. Man, that is really disappointing. Obfuscate. They're trying to obfuscate the information on the card. Like, don't obfuscate the information. Obfuscate here. And then we have fortitude, as you could imagine, the ability to shrug off damage. And same format, you can barely read the level. Yeah, I'm really not happy with that. How hard it is to read now. Finally, dominate, a little bit clearer. They could have made that font bigger. I'm really not a fan of how the cards were printed up. And then celerity. It's kind of weird. Why do they have the card, standard card deck motif on the back here? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with the discipline in question. And yeah, auspice, animalism. So they'll definitely seem to get the job done, but I think that the font could have been a little bit better, and the choices that they made around the edges of the art design, you can't see the level of the discipline anywhere on these cards. Like the obfuscate cards, can't see them at all. That's kind of disappointing. But yeah, anything will definitely help when you have players that don't want to know what their characters can do, and you have to take responsibility for that. You got to do whatever you can to kind of help you out there. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to make use of these. I can't say just from looking at them, I can't say that I'm super happy with the presentation. Hopefully, once I get an opportunity to use them, maybe they'll be so useful that I'll change my mind. And again, I'm going to do a review of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, and I'll probably give some review of this product as well. So thanks for checking out this video, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're watching the video. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.